Calm there outside of M&T Bank Stadium a little after 10 o'clock tonight.
Well, we're going to go back live to Keith Daniels. And Keith, can you hear me? I have a question for you. If you can hear, can you hear it all?
I can hear you, Kai. Boy, this has never happened to me before. You can see where the police have had to pull us. The police have had to put us in one of their vehicles and move us away. You may be able to see the crowd standing around the car. If you look in that direction, you see them standing there around the car. The police officer, a sergeant here, they moved us out of the crowd. For some reason, they targeted the media, as a matter of fact. You can see we're here at the corner of North Avenue and Charles. All of a sudden, everybody just started rushing our camera, telling us...
Where are you at?
We're... This street, Charles.
Well,
Charles Street. So police now saw them rushing us and decided to move us out of this crowd. You can see lots of police presence here on the corner. Okay, they've now moved us away. We're going down the street now to where police are saying is a safer area for us. Again, this was supposed to be a demonstration against Donald Trump, but it quickly turned, at least for us, as a demonstration against the media. Now, Sergeant, thank you very much. He has pulled us here to the block where our vehicle, yes, sir, where our vehicle is parked. I'm talking to you guys in the studio as well as the police officer here. He's brought us here to a station at the corner of Charles and 21st Street. No demonstrators here at this corner, so we're going to try. Thank you very much, Sergeant. Thank you. Let's take a look at the sergeant here who helped us get out of this melee here. We're getting out of the car here. Again, quite a distance away. Sergeant, thank you very much.
Take care.
Appreciate it. All right, be safe.
No problem.
Thank you. This has never happened before. I know you guys have reported before too, Kai and Jennifer. We've actually we've had to move away, in fact, from where the story is. They were just finishing up their demonstration. The anti-Trump demonstration is what they called it. It started here at 21st and Charles Street at what they call a park, People's Park, the People's Park, and then the people quickly walked through, well, not quickly, they then walked through downtown, the streets of downtown Baltimore. They stopped at Ravens Stadium. They were chanting all the way pretty much the same thing, and that is Donald Trump is not our president. Donald Trump is not our president. Down with Trump, up with love, all of those different chants. And then they made their way back here to where it all started. Again, when we arrived here with the crowd, it was peaceful at first. And then, of course, there were a few people who turned on us, if you will. And before you know it, we were surrounded by several people who were, frankly, quite threatening. So I tried to explain to them what we were doing. We were simply covering their story, and they didn't believe, in their words, that we would put the correct narrative out to them. So they quickly became very angry, and fortunately there were several Baltimore City police officers at that corner to presumably keep the peace should things get out of hand. I bet they didn't think that we would be the ones that they'd be shuttling out at their request, at the police officers' request. They suggested that we leave, and when we tried to leave, we couldn't because they surrounded us, and that's when the officers moved in and got us out. And then the sergeant here, Sergeant, he's still waiting with us. What's your name, Sergeant? Want to say your name? Sergeant Warren? Yes. Sergeant Warren, thank you again. It's C.J. Warren. What do you think about what you saw, Sergeant? The people coming up towards.
Well, we just want to get you to a safe place, that's all.
Okay. Well, great. Thank you, Sergeant. I know you can't say much. Stay safe. And again, we're here at the corner where it's pretty safe now, so I'm going to send it back to you guys in the studio. We're in North Baltimore.
Can you hear us at all, Keith?
News.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Keith? Or no? No? Can you hear us? Are you hearing us, Keith?
Are you guys there?
Yeah. Can you hear me? We can hear you if you can hear us.
Is Kai talking to me?
Yeah.
Hold on, Kai. Let's
if
see
you can hear us. Take a moment.
I
if you can hear us.
Kai, you're there?
Yep, I'm here. If you can hear us, I have a quick question for you.
Stand by, please.
This is the technical part of the process with television, and sometimes this is how he goes. Jennifer and I, and the Fox 45 is very appreciative to that sergeant who got you and your photographer.
Okay,
I'm not sure who Keith is with. To safety tonight. That was a very tense situation. You can hear me?
Now?
Yeah, here's a question I have for you.
I can hear you now, Kai. I'm having to use the phone here
That's fine.
to hear you.
Do what you have to do. Look, during the campaign, and I want to point this out because we heard this tonight, when President Obama was speaking at times on the campaign trail for Hillary Clinton, he would speak and he would bring up President-elect Trump's name, and people would boo. And the president said to them, "Don't boo, vote." I want to ask you, did you pose this to the people tonight? Not that they didn't vote. I'm not suggesting that, but saying the people have spoken across the country. And as painful as that might be for the people who didn't vote for Donald Trump, this is a reality.
Absolutely. One of the first things we asked some of the demonstrators when we arrived here is that very question, and that is, did you vote? And at least all of the people that we spoke with, the answer was a resounding yes, we voted. Some of them told me who they voted for. Others told me it was Hillary Clinton, Secretary Clinton. Some said Bernie Sanders, but no one said, of course, they voted for Donald Trump. But yes, that was a very pertinent question. Did you vote? It's the vote that makes the difference, and many of them, all of them we spoke to said, yes, they voted. But again, they're protesting the fact that they say the man that should not be in the White House is now the president-elect.
All right. Our Keith Daniels, we're glad you're at a safer place tonight. Good work out there. And again, thanks to that police officer for getting you out of that situation. Well, you can access the latest information when severe weather hits, of course, on your cell phone. In the meantime, though, we're going to check in with Chief Meteorologist
Fox Baltimore.
All right, so earlier in the newscast, we brought you the story of the protest that our Keith Daniels was covering in a situation where Keith was actually in danger and had to be whisked away by a Baltimore City police officer.
It was a pretty frightening scene. Let's go back to Keith Daniels live. Keith, where are you right now?
Well, Kai and Jennifer, we're live now at Charles Street and 21st Street. Police are still with us here. My photographer, Ruth Morton, and myself. Very unsettling moments there. We were covering, as you just mentioned, the anti-Trump demonstration. Let me just say, it was a peaceful demonstration that was coming to an end here right behind us at the park at the corner of North Avenue and Charles Street. The peaceful demonstration ended, and some people that were lingering around after most of the demonstrators had left, some people lingering around started giving us trouble. They targeted us. We're going to pick it up at where police decided to shuffle us away from the crowd. Okay, Ruth, turn around. This way, turn around the camera. I can hear you, Kai. Boy, this has never happened to me before. You can see where the police have had to pull us. The police have had to put us in one of their vehicles and move us away. You may be able to see the crowd standing around the car. If you look in that direction, you see them standing there around the car. The police officer, a sergeant here, they moved us out of the crowd. For some reason, they targeted the media, as a matter of fact. You can see we're here at the corner of North Avenue and Charles. All of a sudden, everybody just started rushing our camera, telling us...
Where are you at? Which street?
This street, Charles.
Well,
Charles Street. So police now saw them rushing us and decided to move us out of this crowd. You can see lots of police presence here on the corner. Okay, they've now moved us away. We're going down the street now to where police are saying is a safer area. And that was Sergeant Chris Warren driving that vehicle for us. Lots of police presence, like we mentioned before, at that corner. They started moving in and perhaps trying to help move the crowd back. It was quite intimidating for the most part. People coming up in my face and that kind of thing, and then pointing, and then at one point I said, please don't touch us. But they said that they wanted to be sure that we told the right narrative. Their anger turned towards how they thought that we were going to report the story. And of course, we were simply there to show that people were demonstrating against what they called a president that should not be president. Remember, it was an anti-Trump rally, not an anti-media rally. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right. And Keith, are you seeing any evidence that people are still out on the streets at all, or have they left for the most part?
Well, to be honest with you, Kai, again, we've moved quite a distance from North Avenue. If you look down this way, let's walk over here to the sidewalk here. You may be able to see the corner there. The corner now looks clear, but that's where it all started. Again, that's at North Avenue in Charles. We're several blocks away, a couple of blocks away, up here at 21st Street and Charles. So from this vantage point, it looks like the area is clear. But again, police have moved us here to this location, and they've told us to stay here and until we leave, quite frankly.
All right, our Keith Daniels live at Charles and 21st Street tonight again. Glad you're safe. Keep it that way. Thank you, Keith. All right. Well, malls will be packed this holiday season with people looking